helped you come out of your funk? I mean, was this just like a slow process?
It was slow. I went back to the track.
What track?
I went back to Thompson.
Went back to Thompson to
I
where
think
it happened.
my first race back was Martinsville.
When you went back to Thompson, did you go back over there to where the crash happened? Did you have like any kind of like the first time off into turn one or whatever corner it was? Did you have like
Every time I drove at that track up until, I'd say it took me 2 years. Every time I would get into turn one at Thompson, I'd take my right hand off the steering wheel. And even if you were thinking about it, you say, hey man, you know, you're a driver, right? Sometimes we don't know half the things we're doing in the car, right? You're driving that thing, right? You're driving, and get down in, take my hand off, like that. Every time. Every time I would go into the turn there.
thinking about?
I don't know. It was just like that, about that turn.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, I got over it through racing the cars.
Well, how long did you go back? How long was it before you went back to Thompson for the first time? Was it within a year?
Yeah, it was a couple months.
Okay.
It was probably like a month. We had went to Martinsville first, and you know I had won with Eddie there before. We went to Martinsville, and then after that, he says, "You ready to go back run the SK?" I said, "Yeah." So I went back there, and I was leading the race, and took the white flag, and that guy that my brother had problems with at Stafford spun me out.
Are you serious?
Spun me out.
In your first race back?
My first race back. Yep. And it is what it is. It's racing, but you know, I ended up going back. I won a lot of races at Thompson after that.
Yeah.
You know, it just I never got the tour win. The tour win's the one I want. You know, it's just like it's like Daytona for you.
I know, but damn man, you've overcome so much.
I know.
How could a tour?
I know. It's just.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
It's just the place.
Yeah.
It's just like you almost feel like the place beat you, but it didn't. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. You know, I'm a firm believer. Things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like that. We're our all kind of predetermined. You know.
100%.
I don't know if I feel that way as like it's an easy cop out, you know, but I can't believe that we were, you know, everything was right and then all hell breaks loose.
No.
And for no reason, right?
No, there has to be a reason.
There has to be a reason.
There has to be a reason. I'll tell you a couple things, whether you believe it or not. I had a premonition before my brother passed away. We were working together.
Yeah.
And I was in the back of the yard, and it just overcame me. I was like emotion, like in tears. I had this feeling of him getting killed in an accident. And I come back, and it was like a weird wave. You know, I never felt it in my life, never, even since, never. And I said, man, it was crazy. I went right over and told him, get out of here. And he says, who cares if I go in my car? If I want to go, he goes, if I go in my car, it's the best way you can go. Do you want to go working out here and something fall on you, right? Or riding down here in your car and you get broadsided? If you want to go, man, you go in a race car.
Yeah.
And his idol was Richie Evans, you know, my brothers. You know, all growing up was, you know, my father, but, you know, Richie was the king, you know, so he everywhere. And he's like, look, Richie, you know, he's lucky enough he got to go doing something he loved. How many people can you count on your hands that got to go out doing exactly what they love?
Yeah.
You're obviously your father got to go out doing what he loved. John got to go out doing what he loved, you know? And it's, I don't worry about that.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Yeah. I had a dream that I won the Daytona 500. I told this story in 2000 at the media. It was either 2000 or 2001, one of those years. And I dreamed the night before. You know, you know this. We rarely have dreams about racing. Yes. I don't have I'm a race car driver. Love it to death. I've lived it my whole life, but I don't dream about it every night.
Right.
When you did, it was unique. It was rare.
And you remembered it.
Yeah. And I had this dream that I won a Daytona 500. And I get up the next morning and I was like, they're asking me in the media center, and I said, man, I had a dream I won this race. We're at Daytona for the first race of the year for doing the media. And I said, I had a dream I won this race. I don't ever dream about racing. They were like, really? That's cool. You know, they love those storylines, and they're going to take off with that and use it. And the guy asked me, he said, where did your dad finish? And I was like, just then I realized, I was like, he was not in the dream. Not at all. He was not in the dream. And everybody else was. Dale Jarrett and all the other drivers were on the track.
Dad was.
And they were like, oh, that's odd. Okay, whatever. And we went on down the road. And then 4 years later, or 5 years later, I won the Daytona 500. Dad wasn't on the track.
Well, what's good about you having that dream and whatnot is it gives you that thought of it's predetermined.
Yeah.
There's got to be something else out there.
Sure.
There's no possible way.
Yeah.
Your guy's reaching out to me to talk to me, and the temperature at my house is 76. You know, I'm that numbers guy like that. There's just too many random things. You know, Tommy Baldwin, he could have any driver he wants in his car. Any driver he wants. He's got the hottest modified on the tour right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
He lets me drive it. Why? Obviously, he believes in my ability to do it. But I feel like also him and I were put in our paths for a reason as well. Because, you know, his father, you know, lost his life at Thompson a year before my brother. Mm-hmm. You know? So, with that said, driving his car.
Did you enjoy that conversation with Jimmy Blewett? Well, you ought to listen to the entire interview. The Dale Jr. download is available on all major podcast platforms. Hey, guys, I'm here to tell you 3 reasons why I love our sponsor, Tire Pros. Number 1, Tire Pros loves cars as much as I do. Number 2, they have great service. Number 3, they're committed to getting you back out on the road. Plus, they've got this really cool logo.
Dale, that's 4 reasons.
And they have over 600 locations, 24/7 roadside assistance, a great selection, and a best-in-class tire warranty. Tire Pros, love the drive.